Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. So for the last 2 months we've been doing the Pantry challenge, and on March 3rd I decided to do an inventory. And I just so happened to come across these 2 bags of all-purpose flour. So they have been sitting on my pantry shelf, but look at the best by date. Yeah, will they be any good? So I decided that even though they are pretty much almost 3 years, 2 and 3 years past date or best by date, I am going to try to see if they're good, because this is the only all-purpose flour I have in stock. I went to my freezer for butter, I got that, but I needed flour because I need to make bread, of course. It's time to flour it up. So of course I'm getting out my trusty old bread maker. This, I can just set my recipe in there and it does all the work for me, so I am going to utilize that. In goes my yeast. I am using honey in my bread. Sorry about the lighting. It is storming here, and as you can hear, or maybe not, I am stuffed up. But I gotta get this bread done. I set it, put it on, and went on to do other things. I'm like, that sounds funny. It really sounds funny. And I was like, what is going on? I came out here to check, and literally it is, probably set it about maybe 5 minutes ago. Whoops, sorry, that's my finger. And I was like, that sounds funny. It doesn't sound like, maybe I've had it too long, it's breaking down, whatever. But I looked in here, I'm like, something's wrong. Nothing's happened. Why has nothing happened? Because I forgot to put the paddle in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig around here, put this on, and get this going. Ugh, how could I forget this? Really, how could I forget this? I guess the easiest thing to do was to dump it in a bowl, which I did, and I'm gonna dump it back in here and get it going. Okay, there it goes. Now that sounds a lot better. That sounds like my bread maker. So I'm just gonna put the top down and just let it go. And I don't know if anybody notices my bread's a little darker than it usually is. I substituted one of the 4 cups of all-purpose flour or bread flour with whole wheat flour. So we're going to see how this turns out. So I had that dirty bowl. So what do I do with it? Make it even dirtier, of course. Okay, so I am going to be trying to use up my wheat flour. So I'm finding recipes that incorporate wheat flour. So I saw Ashley make this brown bread from Martin's Midlife Misadventures, and I'm going to try it. But my portions might look a little off from what she had, because I'm going to be doing 1 loaf instead of 3. So I cut the recipe down. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm going to find out today. So I have my all-purpose flour, my wheat flour there, my unsweetened cocoa. I have my salt sprinkled around the sides. I have my yeast in the middle. The only thing I don't have in there is the wet ingredients, the honey, molasses, and the oil, and the water to bloom the yeast. So I put all the liquid ingredients in there. Yeah, that's a little bit of flour floating around because, yeah, I'm messy like that. So a little bit got in there, but it's all going in the same bowl, right? So it doesn't matter. But the oil is in there, the molasses is in there, the honey's in there. And I'm going to get my water warmed, and we're going to carry on with it. Okay, so I've got my water here. In goes my water. And then I'm going to pour in, see if I can do this one-handed, get everything in there. I put my oil in first, so it should come out pretty easily. Yeah, I'm going to have to scrape it out anyway, it looks like. So in goes that. Try to get everything out. Oh, it'll probably come out, but I'm going to spare you the agony of watching this molasses come out. Okay, I just want to show you what this looked like. I actually put the oil in first, and then I put everything else in there afterwards, and it didn't stick. Well, it stuck a little bit, but that's because I put it back in there. But if I would have just let it drain, it would have been fine. So we're going to get to mixing this. Let's see how this goes. I love that cocoa smell already, so yeah. Get this mixing, and I did reserve some flour just in case I need it if it's too sticky. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to get in here and knead it by hand, And I did put a glove on because she said it was sticky. So to avoid all that cleanup, I'm going to get in here and knead it by hand and see how it goes. Kind of hard to do this one-handed and film and knead, and I would put you on the tripod, but I have a small counter and I also have my bread maker going here, so there's no room for it really. So I am doing the best I can to show you as I go along. It doesn't seem to be sticking to the gloves all that much, so I don't think I'm going to add any more flour. I'm going to see how it goes. Okay, so here it is. I kneaded it for about 5 minutes, and it is sort of sticky, but it's not sticking to the glove. It's still sticky though, but I'm going to put some oil on it and put it in a warm place and let it double in size. So my bread is ready to be shaped up out of the, I'm just going to punch it down right here. Got my lightly floured surface here. Get that out. And make sure I take my, oh, it's still stuck in there, my paddle out. I'll get the rest of that out in 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm just gonna knead this for probably like a minute, not even, just to get the air out. You've seen me do this so many times. I want to feel how this is reacting with the cup of whole wheat flour in there, and as you can see, it's different from my regular one. And I want to just see if I can adapt that recipe to incorporate at least a cup of the whole wheat flour. And as it seems now, it's working. I don't have to adjust it any, or sometimes you had to add liquid because it's more absorbent than like an all-purpose flour, but it seems to be doing okay so far. Okay, so into the buttered pan it goes. So far so good. Into the oven to rise for the second and final time before I bake it. Okay, so I don't know how this is gonna work. I have my bag of King Arthur flour that I have here that I had on my pantry shelf. You can see when it expired, or Best By date it says. And I put it in the freezer for about a week because I forgot it. I just pulled it out yesterday, and I'm gonna open it up because I saw on Instagram somebody had a problem with their King Arthur. It was bread flour, but I just want to double check and make sure. Usually I just take it out, sift it, and put it in my jars, but in case something is wrong with this, I don't want to do that. I want to make sure there's nothing wrong with the flour. The other flour I've had for years, including this one, but just I'm going to see if I can do this one-handed. I don't want it to go all over the place, hence the pan underneath. So we're going to see if I can even get this open. Okay, because she had mold all inside of her bag. I don't remember her recalling her saying if she put it in the freezer or not. But mine was in the freezer. It's about back to room temp. It's a little chilly, but my house is chilly, so can't really tell from that. But it has been out for more than 24 hours. So if I can get this open with one hand, then I'm going to cut the bag down the middle or the side here, and we're going to see if there's anything going on with this. I didn't mean to just sit this on the shelf that way. Usually I either put it in Mylar bags or in a 5-gallon bucket. This one slipped by me. This one and the bobs slipped by me. So let's see. Okay, so I don't see anything. I don't see any bugs or anything like that in it, number one. That was another concern of mine because it was just sitting there in the bag. I hadn't done anything to it. So what I'm gonna do now, see if I can do this. Cut down here. See if I see anything. No, I don't see anything. Hold on one second. I put my nose to it. My sinuses have cleared up considerably because I took my little concoction. No mold or anything like that, but I was seeing in hers. Yeah, I don't see anything in here. Yep, I think I'm good. Yeah, I don't see anything. She had mold. It was like all along the surface of it, like between the flour and the bag. Like maybe the bag got wet and then it didn't dry out. I don't know. That's why I was thinking maybe she had put it in the freezer. Yeah, but I put this in the freezer as well, and I let it come to room temp, just on the counter, and I don't see anything. So what I'm gonna do is sift this, put it in my mason jars that I keep my excess flour in, and just use it from that. So yeah, everything looks good, everything smells good, there's nothing crawling in it, which is a good thing, because this is the last bag of processed flour I have in the house. So this and the Bob's one. So yeah, that's it. So I think I'm good. Okay, so I just want to show you this flour. It's not even clumpy. This flour is almost, what is that, 3 years old? 3 years past its best by date. Well, in September it'd be 3 years past its best by date. But yeah, usually I find lumps in this. Well, actually that was oven canned, and I found lumps in it. So maybe that's what the lumps come from. But this was just sitting on my pantry shelf, and I put it in the freezer. And I usually just sift it, but I don't even think I need to do that. And then I store it in these half-gallon mason jars on the top of my cabinets. They're the ones I grabbed first. But yeah, I don't even think I need to sift this. I could just probably just pop this right on in the jar. And I am keeping an eye out just in case, because I wasn't able to go like down the back here. I don't see anything down there. And on the back side, so I'll keep an eye out for that just in case. And then I know that I have to get rid of this, but I smelt it. I'm looking as I go. There's no bugs, nothing. So yeah, I think this is gonna be good. Okay, so the last little bit of flour, just gonna move aside the last little bit. I don't see anything on the paper, which is a good sign. Yep, and I'm spilling it all over the counter. Yeah. I don't see anything, so I think we're good. So I'm gonna get the rest of this into the jar. Okay, so my bread has doubled in size. Please excuse the noise. My next door neighbor is having a tree taken down. We have 50 to 60 mile-an-hour gusts today, and it's raining and cold. And these guys are climbing the tree with no bucket truck, climbing it. Yeah, as long as it doesn't hit my house, we're good. But anyhow, getting back to my bread. It has doubled in size. Now I'm going to shape it, and this one's out of the oven. So I'm going to get that cooled down, get this one shaped up and ready for the oven. Okay, so I've got it shaped up. I wanted to do it sort of oblong. And sorry about all the barking and the noise in the background. There's a lot going on. But I'm going to let it rise for about 20 minutes or so. And well, the oven's already hot, so it should take a lot shorter time than it would normally. So yeah, I'm going to cover this and let it just rise a little bit, and then get it in the oven. So I scored it. I'm going to cover it with cling wrap and a dishcloth and just let it rest for about 20 minutes because it's nice and warm right here in the house. Okay, so I've let my bread rest for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so, and into the oven it goes. I must say it is looking delicious already, and I can't wait to try it. Okay, so out of this 12-pound bag of King Arthur all-purpose unbleached flour, I've got 5 of the half-gallon mason jars, and I have this little bit left, about a cup. Sorry about all the barking and the noise in the background. About a cup, and I'll just put this in the container that goes on my counter. And then for the bulbs, this is 5 pounds. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm not sure how many jars I have left. If I have enough, I think I have enough, I'll do it. If not, I'll just leave it in here until I'm ready to use it. So that's what it's going to be. Okay, I open up the Bob's Red Mill just to show you. It smells fine. It looks fine. I'm going to sift it and put it into my half-gallon mason jars. Okay, my bread's been in the oven about 20 minutes. I'm going to brush it with some butter on top. Probably should have made those scores a lot deeper than they are because they're almost gone. All right, so butter goes on. And I'm going to sprinkle some oatmeal. I have just the regular, this is old-fashioned. I probably should have. It's what I had open, so what I'm using. Just do a little bit on there. And I'm going to put it back into the oven for another 10 minutes. Okay, so there it is out of the oven. I had a little mishap when I put it in for the extra 10 minutes after I brushed the top and put the oats on. I actually turned the oven off. So those 10 minutes, it was actually cooling and not baking. So when I noticed that, it wasn't quite 10 minutes. So probably like 5 minutes or so. I turned the oven back on and got it back up to temp, and then I baked it for another 10 minutes. So yeah, I think it's all right. We'll see. We'll taste it, let it cool before we cut into it. So here it is out of the oven. I will say the bottom is a little extra brown, and it's not quite burnt, but it is extra brown. But it still tastes delicious, still moist. It didn't rise as much as I thought it would. I think that's because I turned the oven off, but I won't do that again. And here is my adjusted bread loaf, my sandwich loaf that I make every week. I just adjusted the recipe to add a cup of all-purpose flour. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. God bless, and remember, stay safe and keep prepping. The windiest day of the week, and it's raining, and now her trying to cut this tree down. Wow. If this is not crazy, I don't know what is.